March 13, 2024, News Report 1. According to China Central Television, a serious explosion occurred at 8 a.m. on March 13 at a fried chicken restaurant in Yanjiao Town, Langfang City, Hebei Province, resulting in 2 deaths and 26 injuries. The restaurant is located on the ground floor of a 4-story building at the intersection of Shuyuan Avenue and Yingbin Road in Yanjiao Town, with a hotel above and the fried chicken restaurant below. At the time of the incident, a video taken by a witness showed a huge red fireball exploding and splashing around, followed by flames and thick smoke. Another video showed people escaping from the building onto the road after the explosion, with passers-by falling to the ground after being hit by falling debris. The explosion left only one floor of the building intact, surrounded by debris and broken glass. Firefighters have arrived at the scene and set up a cordon to evacuate the public. The explosion is said to have been caused by natural gas, and the gas supply has been cut off by the gas company. Some netizens have compared this explosion to the situation in Gaza, believing that the power of the explosion is reminiscent of war. It is worth noting that the hotel accommodated many people, and due to the collapse of the building, the number of casualties is estimated to far exceed the government's published data. China has seen several fires and explosions causing multiple casualties since the beginning of the year, drawing attention to the government's inadequate supervision. News Report 2. Deputy Director Zhang Songlong of the Taiwan Coast Guard Administration stated in the Legislative Yuan that 3 Chinese fishing boats intruded into Taiwan's territorial waters on March 6, entering 12 nautical miles in the morning and 6 nautical miles in the afternoon. Taiwanese fishermen reported to the Coast Guard Administration, which dispatched a 100-ton patrol boat to drive them away but withdrew due to safety concerns, supported by the large patrol vessel, Ilan. When Ilan arrived at the scene, 2 Chinese fishing boats had left, and the other had been driven away. Chairperson Guan Bailing of the Ocean Affairs Council stated that in recent years, the Coast Guard Administration has driven away 349 Chinese fishing boats that have crossed the border, with 180 driven away in the waters near Kinmen last year, and 13 detained. From July 2016 to November 2023, a total of 9,100 Chinese fishing boats were driven away. Meanwhile, the Taiwan Ministry of National Defense reported that on March 12 10 PLA aircraft and 9 warships were active in the waters around Taiwan, with 1 drone crossing the median line of the Taiwan Strait into Taiwan's eastern airspace, and 3 other aircraft entering the southwest airspace. It is reported that China will launch a Long March 2 rocket from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center on the evening of March 13, but the specific payload has not been announced, estimated to be an ocean survey satellite. Chinese netizens have uploaded the rocket's flight trajectory on Weibo, indicating that the rocket may fly directly over the island of Taiwan. On January 9 this year, a Long March 2 carrier rocket launched by China flew over the southern part of Taiwan, prompting the Taiwan Ministry of National Defense to issue a national-level alert for the first time. According to the Hong Kong Wenwei, the PLA is conducting a series of spring exercises, including live-fire exercises in the East China Sea at the end of February and in the Bohai Strait and Northern Yellow Sea from March 10 to 17. Among them, the live-fire exercises in the East China Sea may be related to Taiwan, but the exercise area in the East China Sea is wide and may not be directly related to Taiwan. News Report 3. According to the United Daily News of Taiwan, Vice Chairman Xia Liyan of the Kuomintang, KMT, will visit the mainland again and receive new instructions from the Taiwan Affairs Office before the inauguration of Lai Ching-te. Each of Xia's visits to the mainland has sparked a new wave of actions. This trip will last for 7 days, including Chongqing, Chengdu, Jinan, and Qingdao. Before departing, Xia stated that he does not represent the government or anyone to negotiate with China, only the KMT, and he is going to meet friends to exchange views. However, he also said that as a common citizen, he has freedom of speech and can represent the KMT to express their views on the incident of Chinese speedboats crossing the border for fishing. Xia has frequently visited the mainland, always saying he has no plans to meet with Chinese officials, but he always meets with Song Tao. His visits are considered part of the cooperation between the KMT and the CCP. Some opinions believe that this visit is to do something to calm the situation before Lai Ching-te's inauguration, but the mainland may not miss this opportunity. News Report 4. Indian Prime Minister Modi laid the foundation stone for 3 chip factories in Kushalnagar, including a joint venture between TSMC and Tata Group to produce AI chips, with an expected monthly capacity of 50,000 chips. Modi stated that these 3 chip factories will help India become a major global chip manufacturing center. During the event, Taiwan's leaders participated through video, including Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Tan Zhongguang and Taipei Economic and Cultural Center in India President Yadav. News Report 5. The White House issued a statement stating that U.S. President Biden, Polish President Duda, and Polish Prime Minister Morawiecki held talks at the White House on March 12. The two sides discussed their energy security partnership and support for Ukraine. Biden stated during the meeting that the United States will provide Poland with $2 billion in direct loans and sell 96 Apache helicopters to Poland. This move will make Poland a military power in Europe. The U.S. State Department notified Congress on March 12 that it will sell over $3 billion worth of missiles to Poland. Duda stated that Russia's invasion of Ukraine shows that the United States is the leader in global security. He also called on NATO member countries to increase their defense budgets to 3% of GDP to resist Russian invasion. Although NATO's requirement for member countries is that defense spending should account for 2% of GDP, many member countries cannot meet this requirement. Poland's defense budget has reached 3.9% of GDP, nearly twice the target of 2% set by NATO, making it the country with the highest defense budget as a percentage of GDP among NATO member countries. The United States defense budget accounts for 3.5% of GDP, ranking second but with a higher total amount. In addition, Duda and Morawiecki also met with leaders of both parties in the U.S. Congress, urging them to support Ukraine and provide assistance as soon as possible. News Report 6. Former U.S. Vice President Pence stated in an interview with Fox News on March 17 that he would not support former President Trump in the presidential election. This statement was described by the U.S. media as a bombshell and caused shock. Pence said, "I cannot violate my conscience to support Trump in this election." He pointed out that Trump's political goals are contradictory to conservative principles. Pence criticized Trump for abandoning his commitment to national debt, avoiding the insistence on the sanctity of life, no longer taking a tough stance on China, and not requiring the government to forcibly sell TikTok. Pence, an evangelical Christian, is considered far-right in the political spectrum. In the 2016 presidential election, Pence played an important role as Trump's running mate. However, Pence did not support Trump's attempts to overturn the election results, leading to a rift between them. Trump has attacked Pence on social media several times. Now, Pence has decided to publicly state his position and distance himself from Trump. News Report 7. French President Macron reiterated in an interview with the French newspaper Le Parisien on March 15 that the West may need to take ground action in Ukraine under certain circumstances. This is his second statement since February this year that he does not rule out sending ground troops to Ukraine. On March 14, Macron said in a live broadcast on national television that the option of sending troops could not be ruled out, but emphasized that this plan is not yet on the agenda. Macron did not retract his previous statement about sending troops in a series of statements, indicating that his statement was carefully considered. This also implies a significant change in France's position in the Ukraine war. News Report 8. Reuters reported that U.S. intelligence agencies are building a spy satellite network, with U.S. space exploration technology company SpaceX responsible for launching satellites. SpaceX signed an $1.8 billion contract with the U.S. National Reconnaissance Office in 2021 to launch satellites. The SPY satellite network will consist of hundreds of satellites with powerful Earth imaging capabilities, operating in clusters in low orbit. These satellites can track ground targets and provide image and data support to U.S. intelligence and military agencies. This SPY satellite network provides the U.S. government with the ability to quickly acquire ground images globally, providing important support for intelligence and military operations. On the other hand, China has been studying how the Ukrainian army uses SpaceX's Starlink network in war for the past 1 or 2 years, and plans to establish its own low-orbit Starlink network. China's National Development and Reform Commission listed the development of satellite broadband as a new infrastructure project in 2020, planning to launch 26,000 communication satellites to compete with the U.S. News Report 9. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and New Zealand Foreign Minister Peters held talks on March 18. After the meeting, Peters issued a statement saying that the two sides discussed trade, business, and security issues in the Pacific region, as well as their differences on human rights, Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Tibet, etc. The statement also mentioned that New Zealand is concerned about the tensions in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. Wang Yi stated before the meeting that China is willing to strengthen strategic communication with New Zealand in the face of the turmoil in the international situation and hopes that the China-New Zealand relationship will have a healthy development trend. In addition, Wang Yi also held talks with New Zealand Prime Minister Ardern on the same day. Wang Yi said that the China-New Zealand relationship has always been at the forefront of China's relations with developed countries, creating a series of records that are worth cherishing and promoting for both sides. However, Ardern is different from the previous government. He was elected as the Prime Minister of New Zealand in November last year and is pro-American. He emphasizes that national security is the top priority, seeks closer relations with other countries in the Five Eyes Alliance, and hopes that New Zealand will join AUKUS. China is New Zealand's largest trading partner, with bilateral trade reaching $25 billion in 2020. News Report 10. Country Garden announced in a statement on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange on March 15 that its independent directors Li Ming, Shi Liqian, and Tang Huidong resigned, effective immediately. These three individuals have no disagreements with the company's board of directors, and the reason for their resignation is for other reasons. It is worth noting that the Li Ming mentioned here is not the famous singer, but the president of the Hong Kong Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Tang Huidong was a lawyer in Hong Kong, and Shi Liqian was a former member of the Legislative Council and has served as a director of many listed companies. Country Garden subsequently appointed 3 new non-executive directors, Han Qin-chun, Wang Zhijian, and Tuachuo, with Tuachuo being the vice president of Guizhou Baoyun Group. These changes in directors may indicate that Country Garden is facing some challenges. News Report 11. The Chaoyang branch of the Beijing Public Security Bureau issued a notice on March 16 announcing that criminal coercive measures have been taken against senior executives of the China Zhiye Enterprise Group to recover embezzled funds. The police requested that the senior executives of China Zhiye Group actively cooperate with the investigation and voluntarily return the illegal gains. It is reported that China Zhiye Group has a debt of up to $64 billion and applied for bankruptcy and was accepted by the court in January this year. In November last year, the Chaoyang branch of the Beijing Public Security Bureau initiated an investigation into China Zhiye Group and took coercive measures against several senior executives. The founder of the group, Xie Zhikuan, passed away in 2021, and several of his relatives currently serve as senior executives of the company. In November last year, China Zhiye Group experienced a debt crisis, with debts amounting to $460 billion and total assets of only $200 billion. In China, if a company encounters operational difficulties, the police may intervene in the investigation.